All right, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, we've got it. It's not me, it's Ecamm just changing the way it works. It's very weird. All right, how we doing? Oh, hi Des. Typical, isn't it? Good to see everybody. So who have we got here? Well, we've got me, Donald, Chili, Cardinality. How you doing? Des. Hi Des. Kurt. And anybody else? Hello. If you're watching here, do like and do subscribe to the channel. So what's been happening yesterday, just did a little bit of, actually was faffing about with Ecamm yesterday, just put a new LUT on and kind of set the cameras up, which was good. So I think the look's a bit more realistic. We're a bit more real in terms of colour. I was talking to Thomas and he was like not convinced that I had fully the right settings on the camera, and I think he was right, so did a bit of tweaking under his guidance, and this is what we've got. What's up with my hands? Nothing. This is how I warm up on guitar. Des, I use a hot water bottle. So like, it was interesting. I watched an interview with Tom Quayle, and he was talking about, you know, he was asked the question like, how do you warm up before a gig? And what he doesn't like to do is play too much, because if you overplay and then you have a bad session overplaying, it kind of puts you in a negative sort of frame of mind for your gig. It can kind of psych you out. You can hear a direct signal. God knows what's happening there. Yeah, the camera looks awesome. Don't do covers. Cardinality. So a direct, here, I'll tell you what. Does the guitar sound okay, everybody? Is everybody getting full guitar through? Or they're just listening to my dry guitar signal? Hi Edcas, how you doing? So anyway, back to what Tom Quayle was saying. So what he likes to do is put his hands in some hot water just in a sink, and that gets your fingers warmed up. And I thought, well, I don't want wet hands because then I have to dry them. So I thought, I know, I'll get a hot water bottle. Just obviously it doesn't look very good, but there's nothing up with my hands, if that's what you're wondering. All right, it might be just off the mic when I'm strumming. All right, good, Kurt. So the hot water bottle's really good. I think that's a good idea. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll just have another jam and then I'll play, and then I'll give you another one of my good ideas that I've come up with. Hi Josh. All right, Kurt, I bought me a harmonizer. Cool. I'm still playing around with it, but I've got an idea from watching Enzo using synth pedals. Excellent. Is this a preset? Right, so basically what I have is Polychrome DSP do this amazing harmony pedal. So that's the company, Polychrome DSP. And then what I have is I use Ableton Live, and then I have different presets on it, which is set to macros. And I have two harmonizers. I have left and right, and they're both tuned to a third. And each harmonizer goes into its own separate amp, okay, with slightly different settings to get that stereo thing. So they're just set to a third through two separate amp setups, plus my dry guitar in the middle. So you get this wide stereo thing. And then the presets are just different keys. So then just whatever key I'm in, I'll just quickly, when I'm turning over here and quickly clicking on the mouse, I'm usually setting up what the key is. So that's how I do it. Let's see if I can show you. Right, well, the audio might go a bit weird. Well, let's give it a go, right? There we go. So you can see down the bottom here, these are all the macros. These are all set up to different keys. And then I've got my guitar here, and then I've got two harmony pedals. And then the harmony looks like, if I can get to it. Can I see it? Big chains of stuff. There you go. That's what it looks like. So basically, when I hit these tabs, you can see the key changing, and that changes the key on all of them. And then I just have a pedal to switch everything on and off. So you can see that rack at the bottom switching on and off. So that's how I do it. My main amp of choice is always this for the lives. When I'm practicing though, I do like Lumos. That's another one by Polychrome DSP. So there you go, big up Polychrome. So I've been learning a bit of melodic minor. So that's been interesting this week, because it's like the scale, I learned it years ago, never used it, and then deciding to use bits of it. Like that altered scale there. So again, do like, do subscribe. Let's have some more likes. That would be good. And any questions? Anybody got anything they want to talk about? What's that? String theory. No idea. Next question. It's quite hard. Better. How to make scales sound musical? Well, there's a number of ways. It's high time, enough theory, enough time. How to make scales? Well, like one way to instantly get things to sound nice is just to use a pentatonic scale, because you're kind of hitting vaguely on chord tones there, so it's always going to sound pretty good. If you want to be more melodic, and I'm in a minor key, I'll use that extra ninth note. Just makes things sound nice. Or you can get into pentatonic substitution. So like, let's say you're in E minor. Another way to get that ninth is to play a B minor pentatonic. So there's a couple of ways. This is all D minor pentatonic. Yeah! Okay, so first thing, let's get back to this view, little coachy thing. I feel I can never think of anything intelligent, asked Tim. I'm just mesmerized by your skills. So clean and professional. Thank you. So here's a tip for everybody on here who's a keen practicing musician, producer. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Actually, and this, you can apply this to anything that you're doing, but in particular for coming onto this channel and asking things. If you're asking things or questions, you want it to be like related to what you're working on, don't you? And I can highly recommend, Kurt, that you do your wins, problems and opportunities. So that was my process of review that was inspired by physicist and philosopher David Deutsch, who argues that basically knowledge is more expansive than the universe, and through knowledge is how, as humans, we progress in the world. So in order to create new knowledge, which is what we need in order to get better, we have to experience problems. So like everything that we do in life is usually to do with solving a problem. Till the day we die, we will be solving problems. There's no two ways about it. I suppose when we're dead, there'll be no more problems to solve. But up to that point, you're in transition of trying to solve really shitty, horrible, massive problems. And then what you'll find is, you know, once you get those out the way, you're dealing with like smaller problems. A good example of a good problem would be as if we had a couple of $1 million. You know, if you had a couple of $1 million, that would solve a lot of problems, wouldn't it? But it would also create new problems. So it doesn't matter which way you're going to go. It is, you know, there's going to be problems. So we might as well just embrace problems and look at them fondly and try and go for having good, interesting problems to solve that get us excited. So the process is wins, problems and opportunities. This is how you do it. You create new knowledge for yourself through solving problems. So Kurt, I'm now coaching you, so I hope that's all right. Okay? When you practice, here's a challenge for everybody on here, right? When you do your practice, it can be music production, whatever, do your wins, problems and opportunities. So that after you do a practice session, you're going to write down what went well. It has to be the first thing that you do, and force yourself to do this. As human beings, we can be negatively programmed and we immediately want to get to the problems, all right? Forget that. You're not going anywhere. When I'm coaching in my group, right, and I'll say, right, wins, people come out with problems, I'm saying, I don't want to hear your problems. I want to hear the wins. We've got to have what was working, you know, before we can get on to the problems. I can't understand problems without having some wins. There's plenty of research on this. By just going through the wins and looking at the positives, it makes you feel better, and it helps you practice reflecting on what you're doing in a positive way. It stops us from unnecessarily beating ourselves up. Then we can get to the problems, because we love problems now, because problems is where the gold is. That's where we're going to come up with something exciting to do, right? So then what you do is you just free write all of your problems. Literally, you can list all of your problems, okay? And then for every single problem that you've got, you're going to write what the opportunities are. How are you going to go about solving those problems? Now, some of them could be a question. Some of them could be sharing a problem on here with me, if you don't know what you're doing. However, if you don't know what you're doing, we're doing music, right? And not knowing what you're doing in music is perfectly fine, because what you can do is just guess. All right. I spend most of my time guessing, and you know, it's never hurt me. I'm still here. Nobody's got hurt. But you think about it, how much guessing's going on in the world these days? I think our politicians do a lot of guessing. It wins, problems, yes. It makes you focus on things. So what you can do is, you can, having done your wins and problems, Kurt, you can bring some of the interesting questions to the group, because we would all like to hear them, because I can guarantee any problem you've had, I've had. And you know what? It's nice to share those problems, because, you know, we don't feel, because like this is the thing, especially in the new age of technology where we can do a lot of things on our own. We can be in isolation, you know, and you know, it's not a great thing. We think, oh no, nobody will understand my problems. I'm all on my own. And that's just not true, because we can share problems on here. Sorry, it's not a big deal, is it? Just a few musical problems. And I certainly don't mind going out naked with my problems. I get tired of guessing. Right. So yes. Okay. Talking about problems. I've got a book recommendation. Creative fretboard visualization. So basically, my daughter has been doing, she's revising for A-levels, which thank God finish on Tuesday. So to keep her motivated, me and mother have had to, like a tag team of been doing sessions where we sit with her while she's doing a revision and keep her focused, because obviously nerves kicking in, freaking out, daydreaming, you know, all that kind of thing, looking out the window. So the parents have come in on the revision sessions. Now, I just can't sit there staring at her all the time. I've got to do something, and I can't bring a guitar into her revision to practice. But what I can do is I can use this, right, with, let's say, chromatic rock soloing. So what I did yesterday was I got to the so I was doing this chapter, which is modern chromatic sounds, melodic minor modes. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? And this is the Brett Gorsted chromatic rock soloing book. You see, rather than just, I get sick of like YouTube videos, and I just love getting books that are like this, that have a good bit of writing. I really strongly recommend this book, and I recommend this book if you're getting into your chromatic playing, because he's an absolute master. The reason I've kind of turned to Brett is I can relate to him and Greg Howe. I've tried relating to Alan Holdsworth and it just doesn't work. Yeah, more on that later. So what I was doing was, right, what's this in? So I was looking at the tablature, right? So I think this is in E. I'll tell you in a minute. It starts on the 7th, it's on the 8th. So this is in E melodic minor, right? So I just look up E melodic minor on here, wherever it is, somewhere around here. So I've got E melodic minor, and I can go through the tablature and find the coordinates on the fretboard. And it's just a cool way to visualize like licks and things like that. And it really, really helps you practice and think about the notes and potential fingerings and possibilities. So this fretboard visualization, this is Tim Miller. Very handy. It's got everything in it, all your pentatonic scales, all your modes, everything. It's got everything broken down into their respective modes. So it's like here we've got E melodic minor, Dorian flat second, Lydian augmented, Lydian flat 7. You know, you've got all of your stuff there at a glance. Sorry to bore everybody. And then you're looking at your tablature and you're looking at the coordinates on your fretboard visualization, and it's a great way to learn where the notes are. That's my top tip, and it's fun, and you can do it anywhere. So my revision is great. Oh, you're not bored? Good. Right, any questions? Anybody want to ask anything? All right. I like this. Is that guitar street legal, sir? I'm going to have to see some ID. Yeah. Barely. So I love this guitar, Strandberg. So this is the new Strandberg original with the new trem. So it's just a 2.6T they call it. I've got like I have got an octave pedal, but I wasn't using it. But I've got a harmonizer. God, I'm playing wrong notes all the time today. Yeah, it's a pretty cool track, wasn't it? All right, everybody, what should we talk about? What's up? What's everybody? I'm trying to get my hair right here. What's everybody working on? I'm using Polychrome Nunchuck, my favourite amp. All right, thanks, Inford, the goat. So that reminds me, please do like. Let's have some more likes as you're scrolling past. Stop scrolling and listen, like and subscribe. That's if you're into guitar playing. No, I'll show you what I'm using. Boom. This is what I'm using. Alright, Kurt, one of my biggest mistakes is lifting my fingers away from the fretboard when changing positions. That's definitely one of my worst habits, yeah. So my guitar teacher, classical, noticed this when I had cartoon fingers when I was little. So actually literally from day one I was kind of working on economy. But what he told me was this, just take four notes, so E string, there's E string, and all you're doing, I mean I like to start back and go backwards, is just put all your fingers on the fretboard, play the fourth finger, lift it off as much as you need, play the third, lift it off as much as you need. And that was a great exercise. Got to really control those hands. So yeah, economy of motion is very important to me because I don't like to spend any more effort than I need to. as a little exercise to help with that. Right, I need to have some of my coffee. Excellent. So, so new look for the channel. Do you think I would get away with this? Ooh, what do you reckon? No lighting, just dark. I do like a bit of colour though. Oh, hi Health Guitar, how are you doing? How's it going? I don't know if are you subscribed? But please do like and subscribe if you're not. Where's my guitar gone? Thanks, Kurt. Okay. So done lifting fingers, got it, Coach Hutch, yo. Right, so just finally, please do hit the thumbs up, the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel. Okay. It's actually a health guitar. Yeah, Strandbergs are absolutely wicked. I love playing it. It's my favourite guitar. I was just thinking the other day, I used to have like a little bit of achy hands all the time, and I don't have any pain whatsoever from playing guitar. Like on that Strandberg, it's amazing. So just like being hand pain free and not having like the strain in my hands all the time is like brilliant. So that endure neck really does the trick. Works brilliantly. Anyway guys, that's enough from me today, and I'll see you on the next stream. So I might do one tomorrow. I'll definitely be on Wednesday. So we'll catch up then. Like and subscribe. This humble guy knows his stuff. Thank you, Kurt. There we go. That's the finishing statement. And become a member. There you go. If you want to support the channel, as always, the members. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.